Tonight, core message.
We know that revitalization of our downtowns is a nation-building project.
London's mayor pushing for federal dollars dedicated for downtown. Plus, advocating for access.
We are fortunate that he's able to get the infusions.
Precious time for a London couple going through Alzheimer's.
There's others that are not so lucky.
And welcome ready.
We need it today in a way we couldn't have possibly imagined we needed it.
Cutting the ribbon at St. Thomas's new animal shelter.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. London's mayor is spearheading a nationwide effort to get federal funding invested in big city cores. Josh Morgan says downtown revitalization should be considered when it comes to the Prime Minister's so-called nation-building projects. With more on his pitch, here's Jerry Dewan.
Downtowns across Canada continue to be impacted by mental health issues, addictions, and a lack of affordable housing. The Federation of Canadian Municipalities, holding their annual convention in Edmonton this week, is looking for funding in the upcoming federal budget to address those concerns.
We know that downtowns are suffering. We know that downtowns are hurting. And we know that revitalization of our downtowns is a nation-building project.
London Mayor Josh Morgan is chair of the FCM's Big City Mayors Caucus, which represents 23 of Canada's largest municipalities. He says healthy downtowns are a key economic driver.
Not only is this our calling card to the world for tourism, but investments, every industrial investment, every person who visits a city thinking about bringing jobs or a factory here, they usually land in hotels in our downtown cores.
The Big City Mayors say downtown investments could address a wide range of issues from sewer and water repairs, housing, transit, and safety.
The state of those downtowns, how they are healthy, how the situation on the street looks, how public safety feels, these are critical.
Morgan says each municipality would be able to set their own priorities, and that would be the same for London.
One big-ticket project that's on the city's radar is the replacement of City Hall.
The current City Hall was a centennial project from 1967. There's also been discussions around creating a transit hub near the convention center, possibly partnering with Via Rail. But Morgan says London projects could have a broader scope.
We know that we would like to expand our municipal treatment services. We have those as some of our budget asks. And so that critical infrastructure investments that benefit the entire city also are strategically investments that benefit the downtown core of the city.
And Morgan will continue to have a significant voice in advocating for big cities. He has been named chair of the caucus for another 2-year term, which is a break from tradition. Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
A new animal shelter in our region is almost ready to welcome residents. The facility in St. Thomas has been in the works for years, and as Brian Bicknell reports, the need has only grown in that time.
A couple of dogs hang out at the old and cramped St. Thomas Animal Shelter on Burwell Road, but life may be about to change for the better for these two.
3, 2, 1.
St. Thomas cut the ribbon on its brand new animal services building. Volunteers and animal advocates are ecstatic.
So it's just more entertaining, more stimulating, more everything for them. So it's really exactly what they need, what we need. Wow.
Yeah. It's very dignified.
Yes.
For everybody all around.
I've been part of the shelter off and on for 30 years. To see this finally, even though we needed it back then, we need it today in a way we couldn't have possibly imagined we needed it.
Located on the southern edge of the city at Southdale Line and Bill Martin Parkway, the 5,600 square foot center has 20 dog runs and 42 cat cages, plus flex space for kittens and puppies. Animal Services Coordinator Laura Keats says it couldn't come at a more crucial time.
Especially post-COVID, all those animals that were bred and purchased while everyone was working from home, now all of a sudden people are back in the workspace and they don't have time in their lives for their animals, and as well as the community or the economy, people are really struggling, so they have to give up their pets just to feed themselves.
It's been more than a decade in the making with several delays. The cost of the facility coming in at just over $4 million.
It ended up being more costly than we'd hoped it would be, but it is just gorgeous. As a pet lover myself, this is the type of place you'd love your pet to end up before you came to pick it up after it got away one day.
A public tour is set for June 13th with an opening date later this month. And that's something to bark about. Brian Bicknell, CTV News, St. Thomas.
Good evening. You could notice the pattern with our weather changing this morning. We did have some high clouds start to stream in, so we were in and out of a mix of sun and cloud, and temperatures warming this afternoon into the upper 20s. It's a warm evening underway across the region with temperatures between 25 and 29 degrees. Our weather system coming in from the northwest will hold off until Friday night. We still have another full day of sunshine on the way for your Friday. High pressure will hold over the area, winds continuing out of the southwest. Temperatures continue to climb, so we will see the heat and humidity as we head into your Friday afternoon. We'll take you through all your local forecast details and a look ahead to the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Julie. Police say 2 Sarnia residents face charges after a drug raid yesterday. Sarnia police say they executed a search warrant on a home on Cromwell Street where they found almost 2 kilograms of cocaine and $30,000 cash. They say the drugs have an estimated street value of $200,000. Jury members at the Drew Pearson inquest have come back with 15 recommendations meant to prevent future deaths in custody. Pearson died from sepsis in December 2018. He had been arrested and charged through an arson investigation. The inquest heard Pearson had asked to be taken to hospital at one point, but that was denied. One of the recommendations, prioritize embedding permanent medical staff at the police detention center. Jurors also recommend police staff immediately notifying a supervisor when people in custody request hospital treatment. Leaders with a national Muslim group are pushing the federal government to follow through on past recommendations to fight Islamophobia. This Saturday marks the 5th anniversary of the attack on the Afzal family. The perpetrator, Nathaniel Veltman, was convicted of murder and his actions deemed terrorism by the court. The Canadian Muslim Public Affairs Council has released a new report urging the feds to invest $40 million to protect mosques and Muslim schools, which officials state is proportionate to recent funding announced for Jewish institutions. Stats Canada data shows overall hate crime reports nearly tripled between 2018 and 2024, related in part to increases in both Islamophobia and anti-Semitism. A London couple are sharing their experience with Alzheimer's disease, hoping to help other people access treatment sooner. They're advocating for broader access to disease-modifying therapies which can slow Alzheimer's progression. Rita Ismail reports.
You're playing golf this afternoon?
Yep.
Who are you playing with?
Just, I'm not sure.
For 70-year-old Bob Gardner, a retired OPP officer, living with early-stage Alzheimer's disease has been an adjustment.
Physically, I feel the same, but I may be talking to somebody and I'll forget what I'm saying to them also, and it's kind of hard that way.
Bob says with a family history of the disease, he recognized the warning signs and sought help early. The early diagnosis allowed him to qualify for a recently approved disease-modifying therapy that's designed to slow the progression. Bob is now receiving treatment, but the journey to access the drug wasn't easy. Now the Gardners are advocating for others living with the disease.
We are fortunate that he's able to get the infusions. And what it's helping our family, making memories and appreciating the time we have with him. Where there's others that are not so lucky, that they depend on our healthcare system for support.
Health Canada has approved 2 disease-modifying therapies for Alzheimer's. Experts say the treatments represent a major breakthrough.
So they don't just treat symptoms, but they slow the disease down. What that means for individual patients is huge. That means longer time with their function, longer time doing things that they enjoy, doing them independently, less dependence on their loved ones, and more quality time spent with their loved ones.
The Alzheimer's Society of Ontario is now urging the province to improve access, with more than 700 people already sending letters to their MPPs through actionfordementia.ca.
These drugs do exist. They are available. They're not covered. And so it's really important to us that ability to pay is not a barrier to access to these drugs where patients want it as part of their treatment plan and where they're going to be eligible.
For Bob and Wendy Garner, the goal is simple: ensuring that more families facing an Alzheimer's diagnosis have the same opportunity to access treatment and gain precious time with their family. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
Councillor Elizabeth Pelosa is sharing her experience undergoing chemotherapy treatment following breast cancer surgery. In tonight's edition of Healing in the Public Eye, she visits the Verspeten Family Cancer Centre at LHSC, taking part in the Look Good, Feel Better program.
Do you use foundation?
Yes.
Okay, do you use it every day?
No. Makeup's never been a strong suit for me, so when that many visual changes started happening, was definitely out of my depth of how to address them. So signed up for the Look Good, Feel Better workshop.
We offer a free 2-hour hair and cosmetic workshop for women with cancer, and we help them with the appearance-related side effects. I want you to smile. So that's the best part of putting that on. You get to smile into the mirror. Participants, when they come in, are very quiet and shy. They're not talking a whole lot. They don't know other women who have cancer. After 2 hours, it is truly magical what happens in that room. So the women are all talking, sharing different stories, and they all leave with a smile on their face.
You just feel so terrible inside, and sometimes you let that reflect outside. And for me, that the course, you can come in person, or if you're comfortable online.
Wonderful to see the transformation in the women. And it does give you confidence. And as I said, if you're not feeling well one day, just a quick lipstick, blush, and eyebrows get you out the door and you feel really good. We provide each of the women with their own kit, and all of the products have been donated by major cosmetic companies. And so we have them in different color ranges, so we're able to help all the women.
Knowing how to moisturize properly, your skin is just peeling off your entire body. Hair loss is throughout your body. Eyelashes are gone, eyebrows are gone. Lips are cracking, and just knowing how to deal with some of those things.
Outside of the iris to the orbital bone and making a dot. So we're going to use short strokes that look like hairs. We really would like to get the word out because so many women don't know about it. And they're all of a sudden with other women that get it.
I'll probably start to care more once I can actually go back out in public. I've been kind of isolating after the pneumonia. I ended up being hospitalized for a week, so.
I personally have had cancer. And I can tell you that all the other women going through this program helped me when I had mine.
It's been a long time since I bothered to do full makeup again, and it's making you feel like normal. As you go through treatment and so many things change, and you might isolate more, you don't feel as confident in yourself, that you don't bother to do these things for yourself like you used to. So just getting that back and being reminded that you are still you and you are still beautiful.
A public information meeting was held downtown last night ahead of a major restoration at St. Peter's Cathedral Basilica.
Over the next few weeks, we're going to start seeing scaffolding going up at the front, and at that point we're going to be looking at the materials, the damage that's been caused by water damage over the past few years, and we're going to be looking at paint choices and flooring samples and things like that. But a lot of the next phase is simply investigation, because we haven't looked at this since the outside shell of the building was restored 20 years ago.
Parish officials say the restoration will address significant water damage, restore pews, remove flooring, and upgrade electrical systems. The church was established downtown more than 140 years ago and will continue offering masses during the renovations.
We're almost 100% certain that we will not be closing it. Certain sections of it will be under scaffolding, under tarps, things like that, because we have to have a contained area when we're removing asbestos in the flooring, when we're removing lead off the wall surfaces, things like that. But that's going to be done in sections.
When we come back, Canada's future and artificial intelligence, the federal government's new strategy, laying the groundwork for broader AI adoption. Plus, provincial trade offices in Washington. Are those efforts helping or hurting Canada-U.S. negotiations?
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVLondon.ca, your home for news.
Dream Lottery is in its final hours. The deadline for the final is midnight tonight. If you've been thinking about getting tickets, get yours by midnight tonight. Then you are in for all final draws, including the chance to choose between 2 stunning dream homes or $1 million cash. I am here broadcasting live in the Grand Bend Dream Home, joined by John McFarlane, CEO and president of London Health Sciences Foundation. And John, Dream Lottery's been going for 30 years. How important is it for our London hospitals?
It's incredibly important, Sherry. You know, 30 years, amazing, and even more amazing, $66 million raised for our hospitals right here in London.
That's a lot.
Think of the impact on our patients right here in our great city. And that's thanks to the support of our community and this lottery.
Life-changing prizes, because you could be the next millionaire, supporting that life-saving care. You gotta get your ticket by midnight tonight to be in for the grand prize draw. This could be yours.
Welcome back. An emotional day in court today for the families of 2 men who were gunned down in 2 separate shootings. As Nick Paparella reports, the 2 men accused in those killings entered guilty pleas today to lesser charges.
Jonathan Zach was just 29 years old when he was walking home through a northeast London park after a night of board games with friends on May 31st of 2012. The court heard that he unfortunately ran into William McDonald and Thomas Lacko. Zach was robbed and fatally shot in the chest. Years later, McDonald would be found guilty of second-degree murder and Lacko guilty of manslaughter. After an appeals court reversed the decisions, the 2 men were back in court, pleading guilty to lesser charges. McDonald to manslaughter and Lacko to robbery with a firearm. Jonathan's mother, Jean, lost her only child 14 years ago and told the court, "My joy in life is completely gone. Why would someone take a gun and shoot at somebody they did not know?"
It's been a rough week because the 14th anniversary was May 31st, and yesterday he would have been 44. And now today I watched the sentence go down. It's been hard all of April and all of May.
In the other case that was overturned by an appeals court, McDonald on his own pled guilty to a charge of manslaughter after shooting his one-time friend Emmanuel Awai at a Connaught Avenue apartment in December of 2016. The Awai family was also in court and in their victim impact statement said, "It has forever cast a dark shadow in our lives. The family has never been the same." Outside the courthouse, the family of Emmanuel Awai continue to struggle with his loss and admit that no sentence can bring him back.
I just feel awkward, but there is nothing that I can do. I cannot return him back, and he's gone.
In a joint sentencing submission from the Crown and the defense, Lacko, who already spent the equivalent of 12 years behind bars, walked out of the London courtroom a free man. Meanwhile, McDonald told the court he was sorry and turned to the families saying, "I live with the sadness of knowing what my actions have caused." Justice Bruce Thomas then gave him a total of 20 years for the killings, and with credit for time served, he has just under 8.5 years left. The judge turned to the families and said, "My punishment cannot begin to heal the emotional wounds the victims feel." Justice Thomas added, "This, I'm sure, doesn't provide any satisfactory closure, but it's the best I can do."
What do you miss the most about Jonathan, about your boy?
Oh, just seeing him and the smile and the hugs, you know, just talking to him. All the things that mothers miss when their kids are gone.
Nick Paparella, CTV News.
The federal government has unveiled a new plan for artificial intelligence, providing a roadmap for regulation and implementation. The Prime Minister says there's potential for massive economic growth and job creation, but there are also unanswered questions, specifically when it comes to security. Mike LeCouture reports.
So this is an AI-driven product.
Artificial intelligence is becoming the norm in a growing number of products and places. It's why the federal government released its strategy to harness the technology while also placing safeguards around it.
That's AI governed by Canadian values, AI that is accountable to Canadians, AI that serves all Canadians.
The broad goals of the plan are to boost AI use in businesses from 12% today to 60% by the year 2034, to build a world-leading supercomputer in order to increase Canada's sovereign infrastructure in 5 years, and to give all Canadians access to free AI literacy training.
Under our strategy, the government will introduce new legislation, regulations and standards to protect your data, your privacy, your children.
So far, there are no timelines for those safeguards. Experts are also concerned about maintaining our digital sovereignty through Canadian-owned and managed data centers and clouds. And some say the government needs to think bigger than this current plan.
850 megawatts, right? That was the proposed scale by 2030 of the sovereign kind of infrastructure build they're looking at. That's less than 1/50th of what the private sector in the United States is expected to have online in 2 years.
There's also a concern over how AI could affect jobs in this country. One estimate from the Conference Board of Canada would see 535,000 jobs created by the year 2045 as a result of AI. But that would be offset by a short-term loss of 555,000 jobs by 2030.
We know that AI targets those jobs, particularly of young people, the ones that are getting into the market. So we've got to make sure that we give them the tools required to overcome that.
The Minister of AI, Evan Solomon, pointed to a Bank of Canada study on the impact of AI, underlining it has not seen any significant job losses yet. But the bank notes that could change as AI use accelerates in this country. Mike Lecouture, CTV News, Ottawa.
Official talks are now underway between Canadian and American leaders determining the future of trade between our two countries. However, it isn't just federal officials on the negotiating front line. Several provinces have set up their own trade offices in Washington. With more, here's Abigail Beeman.
When half a dozen Manitobans met with U.S. officials to talk trade this week, it was a first in history.
Manitoba produces about 8.5 million pigs every year. 3 million of those are exported live into the United States. Those exports are at risk if we don't have the protection of the trade agreement.
They signaled that even though the president signed the agreement 6 years ago, he's not attached to it. So there are some irritants that need to be worked out.
Manitoba is the newest province at the embassy. Ontario and Alberta have had representatives here for 1 and 2+ decades. But in this trade war, the 4 provinces in D.C. meet bi-weekly around this table. Ontario's representative says it's been effective.
We hope that that helps our federal government on things like doing trade agreements, because so many of the things that are in the American interest really rely with the domain of the provinces.
One of the things I do is like to show them oil sands.
The reps spend a lot of time scene setting to Americans. Alberta's brings this oil sand sample to meetings. Nathan Cooper says the issue of Alberta separatism hasn't played a significant role in talks.
On occasion, I'll hear from members of Congress, more so out of an interest of like what's actually happening there. But it very quickly moves on to the key issues that we all face together, which is largely energy and agriculture.
Asked if some of Doug Ford's comments make his job harder on Capitol Hill, David Patterson says he's met with 150 Republican lawmakers and has not had a bad meeting yet. He's optimistic about a CUSMA deal, but not by July 1st.
If the United States is willing to do it, I hope they are, because I think it's in their self-interest. And so let's get it done by Labor Day.
Ontario's premier visits Washington next week. Alberta is focused on hosting U.S. lawmakers at the Calgary Stampede and beyond. Quebec didn't get back to us. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Washington.
Julie's on the desk with me now, and a noticeable shift today. It felt like hot as opposed to, those comfortable warm conditions.
Yes.
The heat is here.
Yes, for sure. This morning it was nice and fresh, but as the day progressed, you could really feel that change. Today's day 11 of dry conditions. We're looking for rain. Carlyle mentioned just before the weather how it's starting to look like we need rain outside. That's for sure. I did want to give you a heads up of the potential of seeing the northern lights overnight. Now, there is a strong geomagnetic storm, and my friend, she's an astrophysicist, Parshati Patel, she always sends me a quick email to let me know so I can share that with all of our viewers, just letting you know that you could see them overnight. Now, of course, the sun sets quite late this time of year, so it may be difficult, but there is a chance. As we take a look at what's happening across the country, you'll note the cool down being felt across the prairies tonight. Now, there's a front lying just through northern Ontario. It's bringing a bit of rainfall, but it's separating all of this warm air in place. We're under that southwesterly flow, and that will continue as we head into your Friday. And as you can see, temperatures are warm right across the Great Lakes, with the exception as we head to Superior, where the temperature is a bit cooler to the north. Mild overnight. So past couple of nights, temperatures have been anywhere from 8-9 degrees. Tonight, definitely a change out there. 15 to 17 degrees. Those are our overnight lows. So the warmth will hold. We're not going to see a big cool down. So that fresh, comfortable air is history. We're into the heat as we head into your Friday, and the potential for some thunderstorms as we head into Friday night. So we're going to get through the day dry. The probability of thunderstorms Friday afternoon is 30%. That will increase to a 70% chance of showers, rainfall as we head into Friday evening. And again, this is out ahead of a frontal boundary and a low pressure system that will be coming through early Saturday. So you can see that rain. It looks like parts of Huron County and Bruce County will see some heavy thunderstorms. So keeping a close eye on that. I know lots of people heading to cottage country for the weekend this time of year. As we head into your Saturday morning, still some showers and the potential for some thunderstorms around the area. Not everyone will see heavy rainfall, but there will be pockets of heavy rain with the thunderstorms that'll be moving through. And then by Saturday afternoon, we should be into a nice mix of sun and cloud. I know many of you making all of your plans for the weekend, so timing, although we do need the rainfall, not ideal. But Saturday afternoon on this forecast model is looking improved, so bringing that system in a bit earlier. 31 for your Friday afternoon, the potential to get that hot. Wind southwest 20 with gusts of 40, and it will feel like the mid-30s. Saturday, we have showers in the forecast, possibility, as I mentioned, of some thunderstorms. And then as we head into your Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud and 27. Full sunshine Monday and 29 degrees, mainly cloudy on Tuesday. And then the risk or the hope of showers Wednesday into Thursday, although the probability on the lower end. What I want you to know, though, is we've come out of the comfort, dry, beautiful weather, and we are heading into more of a hot, humid, sticky air mass situation. So temperature is expected to be quite hot, and the humidity will be very high as we head through next week. Midwestern Ontario, 30 degrees, potential in through central Huron and Perth. Grey and Bruce County, 28 to 29, so hot right across the board. We'll have lots of sunshine early to a mix of sun and cloud, and then Friday night is where conditions start to deteriorate. Showers and thunderstorms moving through, showers Saturday morning, but by the afternoon we should see things start to settle down. Mix of sun and cloud on Sunday, but it will be quite hot and humid as we push through next week, with daytime highs, Carlyle, anywhere from 27 to 30 degrees next week. So we are expecting that heat and humidity to stick around. We definitely have some warm conditions on the way right across southern Ontario.
Thanks very much, Julie. Still to come, a Stratford business, a late victim of the pandemic, why the owner of Vinny's Pizza is closing shop more than 3 decades after it first opened.
The PBR London Classic is coming back to Canada Life Place this weekend, and we chatted with one of the bull riders.
Yes, Ashton Solly is making his way to London, and we found out what it's like to be on the back of a bull. Details tomorrow morning at 6:45.
The federal government is extending measures to support Canada's steel and aluminum sector. A program reimbursing companies for Canadian counter tariffs will continue for another year, running until the end of next June. Import quotas on steel from countries other than the U.S. and Mexico will also remain in place, with a 50% tariff applied above certain limits. The federal government says this is meant to protect domestic producers from unfair trade practices. A longtime Stratford pizza restaurant will close later this month. It's operated in the Stratford Mall for decades, but the owner says since the pandemic, business just hasn't been the same. Jeff Pickle reports.
Vinny's Pizza is a major part of Brittany Sage's life.
I was just looking for my first job and I applied, and yeah, I've been here ever since.
From her first job at 15 to becoming the owner 5 years later, Sage says serving up fresh slices, pasta, and salads is a passion.
I just loved what I did, and she was retiring, and I decided to buy it from her because I love what I did and I just wanted to keep doing it.
But after 33 years in operation, Vinny's, located in the Stratford Mall, is closing on June 20th. Sage says the business never fully recovered from the effects of the pandemic.
So since COVID, I've actually been working 2 years by myself with no employees, just trying to make ends meet. I did get the $60K business loan from the government, but unfortunately it was expected to be paid back in 2 years. And obviously that's very hard.
Sage says the sale of the mall in 2022 and an increase in rent proved to be too much to overcome.
I tried to make it work despite everything because my heart is in this.
The current mall ownership say when they took over the shopping center, Vinny's lease had already expired, saying in a statement, to protect their tenancy, ownership offered them a new long-term lease, to which they declined. Ownership allowed the tenant to continue to operate on a month-to-month basis, even though it's not their standard policy. With a planned upcoming mall renovation and while struggling to meet financial obligations, Vinny's say they were told they were done. Mall ownership say Stratford Mall worked extensively with the tenant over a number of years and made significant efforts to support the business and help it succeed. Sage says she wishes there was more runway to turn things around.
If it was about the money, I probably would have closed up shop a long time ago. But my heart's been in this, and this is my passion. This is what I love to do.
Despite serving Stratford with award-winning pizza, Sage says she is not able to relocate the store.
It's just not financially feasible right now. People don't realize how small businesses are really still struggling to get through COVID times.
After a summer of rest, Sage says her post-Vinny's journey will begin. Jeff Pickle, CTV News, Stratford.
Strength in the financial sector boosted Canada's main stock index today. The TSX climbed 416 points in New York. The Dow added 875. The Nasdaq lost 23. The Canadian dollar is down 0.07 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold gained $38 an ounce. Oil fell almost $3 a barrel. Still to come, a harness horse who can't stop winning. Southwestern Ontario racer with an undefeated record. Welcome back. We are premiering a new episode of our series Leading London. This week, I sit down with London's police chief, Tai Trong, for a wide-ranging conversation about his first 3 years on the job. Here's an excerpt from that interview. On January 30th, 2024, under your leadership, London Police charged 5 former World Junior Hockey players with sexual assault after a previous London Police investigation under different leadership did not find grounds to lay such charges. Those players went on trial last summer. They were each acquitted. I could ask you a question about, the justice system, the burden of proof, different for police versus lawyers. What's fair in society when we go through these processes, and I'm sure you would give me a perfectly reasonable response to that, and we can get into that if you'd like to. I want to ask you, though, is when you first learned that they were acquitted, how did you feel?
Well, I can tell you I was, as a human being, I was not happy.
Okay.
I was not happy that they were acquitted whatsoever. The conduct and the behavior of what has occurred as a result of that investigation warranted criminal charges, 100%. Our investigators, upon the review and conducting that investigation, 100% warranted criminal charges. There's a saying that I've never forgotten. There is one way to win a trial and 100 ways to lose it at court. This is the outcome. It doesn't matter how I feel. They were acquitted. But I can tell you that there's impact to our members who worked very hard to investigate. There's impact to the victim and the survivor there's impact to her family, there's impact to the broader community, and I would say society as a whole. The justice system is inherently very cruel to victims of crime and very cruel to victims of intimate partner violence. Not saying this is particularly in that box, but victims and survivors of sexual assault. It is an adverse process, and it's tough. It is tough for any survivor, and it's tough for families to watch their loved ones go through that. So, yeah, I was disappointed, but I respect the courts, and I respect the tough decisions that judges have to make.
You can watch my full conversation with Chief Trong on our website, ctvnewslondon.ca, and click on Leading London. A new piece of merchandise from the popular streaming show Heated Rivalry has already sold out.
All right, so tonight we can do the men's short form figure skating? Or?
My buddy Joe's in that program. We train together.
Pre-sales began yesterday for a Canadian fleece jacket worn by one of the main characters. It's retailing for $356. Officials with the show say 10% of proceeds will support the You Can Play organization aimed at addressing homophobia and other forms of discrimination in hockey.
Hey there, it's time for your London list, powered by the Blythe Festival. We're joined by KP for mornings on 97.5 Virgin Radio. KP, this weekend there are so many events, so I'll just let you get started.
Oh my goodness, so many. So hope you're hungry, first of all, because there's a lot of barbecues happening and they all look delicious. So this one's the 70th anniversary of the Boys and Girls Club London. This is really, really fun. They're having a big block party barbecue on Friday afternoon at the Boys and Girls Club. So basically you go, admission's $20. It's going to support a fantastic cause, and you can just eat all of the deliciousness.
All right, the Ride for Kate is going on at the London Airport. When is that?
That's Friday as well. So this is happening Friday later in the afternoon. You can basically do this 2-kilometer loop at the airport on the runway. It's really, really cool. There's a kids corner. They've got a 50-50, planes, food trucks, again, come hungry, and get a little exercise in there too while supporting a really great cause.
All right, and this is in honor of Kate and all others that we have lost to suicide. There is a big event going on at Canada Life Place this weekend.
It's professional bull riders. You've been to this before.
It's so fun.
Yeah, is it?
So fun.
I've never been, and I always see your stories and stuff when you're there, and I'm like, that does look like a good vibe.
It's a great vibe.
Okay, so what can you expect?
I mean, it's just
like a rodeo?
A rodeo, but a lot of energy, a lot of fun. I think I laughed half the night. I went with a group of friends, and we really, honestly, we had such a good time.
Okay,
so
I'm in.
And it's different. I like to do things that I've never done before. I like new experiences.
Fun.
So for me, it was like a brand new experience.
And that's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah, at Canada Life Place. All right, what else do we have going on? A multicultural festival.
Love this one. It's always so good. I think I'm hungry right now because I'm thinking of all the good food at the London Multicultural Festival. That's happening Saturday and Sunday at Covent Garden Market Square. So if you've ever been, you know, it's just like literally all of the different cultures, all of their amazing cuisine, and you go and you just sample and you eat, and you can just kind of decide what your vibe is that day, whatever you're in the mood for, and like really good music and art. It's really fun.
And there's the Awareness for Tourette's in Dorchester. What's this event?
So this is actually a big park-wide event. They're going to have pony rides and games for kids. Nice. And they're raising awareness and funds for, again, Tourette syndrome. So it's a mom and a daughter who just wanted to make a difference in their community, and that's exactly what they're doing. So it's happening Saturday afternoon. It looks like such an amazing time, so definitely check that one out.
All right, and we have Gathering on the Green.
Okay, this is one of my favorite events every year. It's I think the 44th year for Gathering on the Green, right? So impressive. And basically you go, it's in Old South, the Wortley Village, and it is just a big festival of music, a lot of awesome London local musicians. There's art, just good vibes, games for the kids, and just a whole lot of fun, and it's absolutely free.
Okay, this is so jam-packed. There's also the Bayfield 150th anniversary.
Yes, live music and an art show, and bring your own chair, and it's going to be great.
All right, and we're wrapping up with the Silverwoods Park Festival. This is at Box Hill Park. That is a Saturday. It's also a great community event. Thank you so much, KP. I hope we got them all in. We'll see you next time on the London List.
Tomorrow on CTV News, new data from London Middlesex Community Housing on the beleaguered state of a property on Baseline Road. That's tomorrow on CTV News at 6.
If you've been thinking about getting a Dream Lottery ticket, you need to get one tonight. It is the final deadline at midnight tonight, and then this lottery is done. We are broadcasting live from this gorgeous dream home here in Grand Bend. I am joined by John McFarland from London Health Sciences Foundation. John, tell us a bit more about the grand prizes.
We have some amazing grand prizes, including this very dream home here in Grand Bend, but we also have one in Dorchester, or if you prefer, you could take $1 million in cash.
Woo.
Don't forget also about our brand new Golden Ticket Prize available to members, a chance to win $10,000. Nice. And finally, how about the 50-50? Chance to win.
Usually. What is it this year?
It's going to be well over $1 million in total, so half of that goes to the winner.
That too is
Incredible.
Life-changing, right?
Absolutely.
That's not even the grand prize. But listen, you don't have a chance at that 50-50 or the grand prize options if you don't have a ticket. And this is the final deadline at midnight tonight. Go to dreamitwinit.ca, get your ticket. This could be yours.
Our photograph of the day was taken in London. It's sunrise at Sunningdale and Richmond Street. Thank you, Veronica, for sending this in. The chance of rain moving in Friday night with the possibility of some thunderstorms overnight into Saturday morning. It's getting hot out there. Friday afternoon, the forecast high above 30. Risk of showers linger into Saturday.
Ukrainian military officials say they struck a Russian gunpowder factory outside Moscow, igniting a large fire. That was part of a recently launched drone strike campaign against Russian supply routes in eastern Ukraine. Russian authorities say at least 8 people were killed when a Ukrainian drone hit a bus that was traveling from Moscow to Crimea yesterday. Long-range Ukrainian drones also reportedly struck an oil terminal in St. Petersburg. Hezbollah officials say they've rejected a new ceasefire plan which had been agreed to by the Lebanese and Israeli governments hours after the deal was announced in Washington.
The two sides agreed, with the guidance of the United States, to swiftly advance the creation of pilot zones in which the Lebanese armed forces will take exclusive control of the territory to the exclusion of all non-state actors.
Technically, a ceasefire was actually in place already between Lebanon and Israel. The deadly violence has been carried out by Israel and Hezbollah, though. Despite the announcement, the Israeli military launched more strikes in southern Lebanon anyway this morning. Yesterday, Israeli strikes killed at least 9 people in southern Lebanon, while Hezbollah fired rockets into northern Israel. A symbolic defeat in Washington today for the Trump administration and their handling of the war in Iran.
On this vote, the yeas are 215 and the nays are 208. The concurrent resolution is adopted.
The U.S. House of Representatives voted to direct President Donald Trump to withdraw American troops from Iran or face a vote in Congress to continue. Most of those votes came from Democrats, but 4 Republicans tipped the scale, giving the measure a majority. However, President Trump has called the vote meaningless, and it still has to go through the U.S. Senate. A giant Canadian flag has appeared on a mountain near Vancouver. It's so big, it's now an official Guinness World Record holder and all about rallying national pride ahead of the World Cup. Shannon Patterson reports.
The largest Canadian flag ever produced was installed on the Cut on Grouse Mountain Tuesday afternoon.
We were looking at something that, showcased our Canadian pride. As the World Cup came to Vancouver.
We were originally planning on putting the flag horizontally across so that it could face the city. And then he said, just out of curiosity, what would it take to break the world record?
When Grouse learned there was a chance to break the Guinness World Record for largest flag unfurled on a mountain.
We made it 160 by 80 meters. And the flag is so big that we had to tilt it up onto its side just to fit onto the Cut.
Producing a flag this big is no easy task.
It was 20 days of printing it nonstop. It's 60 panels, and then we had to sew all of the panels together.
100 people helped install the giant flag, which is held in place with airplane cables and a dozen solid concrete blocks.
We carried it down the lengthwise of the hill, attached it to the cable, and then the whole team pulled it out at once. It was actually a remarkably smooth installation process.
I just saw it from my plane when I arrived yesterday, so it was my first step to confirm this is the largest flag unfurled on a mountain.
After taking exact measurements, on Wednesday, a Guinness World Record adjudicator made it official.
Now you are officially amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Suzanne.
Congratulations.
I cannot believe this.
You made it. This is a new record title.
I grew up on Grouse Mountain. I've been coming up here since I was a tiny little kid. To get this opportunity to do this for our city during the FIFA World Cup while the world's eyes are on our beautiful city means everything to me.
The flag will remain in place at least through Canada Day.
When the flag is removed from Grouse Mountain, the material will not go to waste. It's being donated to charity.
And they make quilts and bags as well. So we'll donate the material to them.
And they'll make something out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the legacy continues.
Shannon Patterson, CTV News, North Vancouver.
I'm Sherry Flick, inviting you to join me for Weekend Spotlight this Saturday, 8 a.m. on CTV London. This Saturday, we're going to find out about a really neat new play coming soon to Belive Festival. We will also talk to Pond Fest. That's right, Hyde Park BIA is holding their annual Pond Fest event. All kinds of great things planned for that. We will also find out why you should be cleaning out your closet, and we'll chat with Museum London. That's Saturday, 8 a.m.
Finally tonight, a champion racehorse in the midst of an undefeated season. He's won all 15 races he's competed in and is now in the mix for a $1 million race in Milton this weekend. And as Colton Weens reports, his attitude is starting to earn him quite a reputation.
Not afraid to let his presence be known, Bojangles seems to know he's one of the best.
Oh, he's just about the best one we have, I guess.
His attitude, his demeanor, you know, he knows what he is, and he makes sure everyone around him knows what he is.
The Ontario-bred champion harness racer has quickly made a name for himself, going undefeated in every race he's run during his lifetime.
It's about 1.8 million now, I think, in Canadian dollars, and he is, let me see, 15 for 15 now after 12 wins as a 2-year-old last year. Bojangles received Horse of the Year not only in Canada but in the U.S. as well, and never left Canada, and that's the first time that's ever happened.
The standard bred trains in Puslinch under the guidance of Dr. Ian Moore, who says he looked a little oversized at first, but only got stronger while staying light on his feet.
Time we got to about 6 for 6 with this guy, we were starting to smile a little bit and think this might be all right.
Like any top-tier athlete, those who know him say he has a desire to win.
He loves it. We get to the track and we walk in the paddock and he's roaring and screaming, letting everyone know he's there. And
beautiful gait to him and very light, and he's got tremendous will and desire to race against whatever's around him.
And his attitude stands out a little more than most.
I'm not as laid back as some of the other ones I look after. You know, I do have to watch my back with him sometimes because he will sneak up and bite me.
Dr. Moore says this is probably Bojangles' last year racing before he's likely to become a commercial breeding stallion. On Saturday, he'll be at Woodbine Mohawk Park in Milton trying to qualify for the prestigious Pepsi North America Cup in hopes of competing for the $1 million prize the following weekend.
I hope so, but it's horse racing and anything can happen.
We try to apply good management in everything we do and hope that everything falls in place.
Bojangles will go for his 16th win in a row on Saturday, then we'll go for the $1 million on June 13th at Woodbine Mohawk Park. Colton Weens, CTV News, Puslinch.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.